Welcome back, everyone. My name is Tor, and welcome to Awaken with Tor Njamo, where I speak about spiritual culture, spiritual growth, personal growth, and how to navigate the challenges of modern life with as much ease, groundedness, and sense of inner strength as humanly possible whilst we traverse through the earthly realm. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about gratitude and abundance, two very important topics on our spiritual growth journey. It's complicated, it has many different facets, and also it's psychologically and subjectively obviously very different. People have different needs, they have different wants, they have different desires. So much of our sense of self is socially constructed, culturally constructed, our upbringing, the media that we consume, just our internal temperament, our biology. It is not an easy thing to navigate. Abundance, a feeling of abundance, to have enough, is obviously really, really important. If we think about something like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that triangle where at the bottom is like basic needs and at the top it's transcendence, basically. I do believe that, we all have a right to have all of our basic needs met. I also think that it's okay to want more for our life, At the same time, I also think that there is a lot of greed present in the human realm at this moment in time, and that's leading to quite a lot of disasters, both socially, environmentally, and so on and so forth. So I think that, to consider what our goals are, our needs are, and our wants are, and perhaps thinking about whether they're actually realistic is also a really, really, really good idea. I am somebody who, I love living in London. I love everything that London has to offer in terms of culture and entertainment. And also the place that I live is amazing. I'm very grateful. I'm very lucky. But not everybody is. And how is that fair? The thing is, life is inherently unfair. However, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't think about these kind of topics and also think about the ways in which that we can change for ourselves. I am somebody who, I do live a very, very frugal lifestyle. I try to live it as minimalistically as possible. I'm not somebody who enjoys going to different restaurants every week. I don't go to theater shows every week. I'm not somebody who goes shopping and buys loads of stuff. I'm really quite the opposite. And that works very well for me. I'm not saying that there's anything inherently wrong with doing those things, but I do feel that a lot of people in modern society are conditioned to find meaning from consuming, over-consuming, excessively consuming, always needing more, trying to fill that void within with externals when if one could sit with oneself and meditate, connect, be with oneself, and also be in service of other people. I think that when we are of service to other people and we also create that quietness within, I think that the amount that we need to consume in terms of entertainment, shopping, food, variety, I think all of those things can over time reduce. And I think that is also very good for our well-being and also very good for our planet. I think that as we are in this moment in time, we will begin to see all over the world, in London, in America, we're seeing it right now in America with the LA fires and the ways in which that climate change is affecting people all over the world. And this has been happening in third world countries for a very, very, very long time, and we will most likely start seeing it more in developed countries as well. So I do think that as human beings, we do need to think about why do we consume? Why do we need so much variety? why do we need all of these things, right? I think this is a really, really important time in our life to really sit with that feeling and sit with perhaps the discomfort of knowing that perhaps the ways in which that we live our life doesn't necessarily come from the most wholesome place. It comes from a place that we haven't questioned, that we haven't thought about for ourselves, and facing up to those facts can be really, really challenging, because some of you may end up feeling like a fraud. And I mean, that's not true either. We are all on a journey, and our journeys are different, and we simply have to take the steps to get there. And there's many different forms of abundance, right? There's abundance of love, there's abundance of connection, there's abundance of community, and none of this needs to be attached to consuming something that takes something away from the resources that we have at hand. I had a real revelation of abundance and gratitude coming back from being with a week with my family over Christmas. Historically, I'm just very different to them. I find it kind of boring. I find it kind of tedious. It's just what it is. In many ways, it was quite great because I needed a week off. But I did come back and I did a breathwork workshop with my good friend Myra. And towards the end of that, and I've had this a few times before, and it's a really, really healthy reminder and how lucky I am and how grateful I am that my family, at the end of the day, they exist. They're there for me. And I say that because, at any point, let's say I couldn't pay my rent, I ran out of money, everything went wrong, basically. I could pick up my phone and I could call either of my parents, I could call any of my siblings, and I say, shit, I screwed up. I need a ticket home. Can I come and stay with you? And I have no doubt that without even questioning it, they were like, sure, yeah, so no problem. Let's do it. We'll get you home. This is not a problem. And I think that having that safety net has enabled me to take risks that perhaps other people are not able to do in their work, in their life. And for that sense of safety, I am incredibly grateful. And that is an immense amount of abundance, which shouldn't be undervalued. It shouldn't be sort of disregarded. And I should remind myself of that. And I have, and I really sit with that, and even having a safety net, like the welfare state in England and in my own home country of Norway, it is an incredible thing to have that psychological safety present in our mind. And I don't think that should be undervalued in the sense of how we can be creative, how we can be explorative, how we can spend time going inwards, right? Obviously, it's different if you have a job where you work 10 hours a day, and on top of that you have kids, and on top of that there's kids activities and yada yada. It becomes more and more hard to add inwardness to your life depending upon how much sort of other stuff you have in your life. That's totally fair. But yeah, having that sense of safety generates an immense amount of abundance and an immense amount of gratitude. And I think that if there's anything I want to leave everybody with this message today and in this episode, is to, instead of thinking about where there is lack, think about where do you have abundance already? What can you be grateful for? I don't want to lead anyone to believe that this is not about not chasing your goals and working towards them and making the effort. Absolutely you should. Grow, work, expand, be ambitious. I am too. I want to grow my business. I want to grow my impact, and that is a part of my nature. But I do think also beneath that, fundamentally recognizing where do you have abundance in your life already without adding more to it. That's really the message that I want to leave you with. And how can you emphasize that and bring gratitude towards it? That's the message that I want to leave you with in this episode. So ask yourself those questions. write it down and bring that into your consciousness. I think that could be extremely powerful and also extremely helpful. Thank you so much for listening, as always. If you have any questions, obviously feel free to leave that in the comment section wherever you consume this content, and obviously feel free to send me an email.